What's up,
Who wants to go
everybody?
first?
Hey, I don't want to go first this time. I feel like one of y'all should take over. Just take over the introductions.
I think the Colts fans should do it first. You know, he is gonna be a sports commentator. You know, so why not be a sports commentator and introduce the gang, or at least introduce
Hey,
himself first?
imagine if he was to introduce everybody. It would be an honor, right?
It would be.
I mean, he is too lit new sportsman. I mean, he's been promoted to hyping up, representing the sports category. So I mean, why not let Dan the man give us our introductions? It'd be an honor. It'd be an honor.
Got this.
Give you guys the introductions? Alrighty.
Yeah, you can do whatever. Just go for it.
Do you want me to start with me, or do you want me to start with Jay, or
Wherever you want to go. You're the sports analyst. Go for it.
Practice.
And in the right corner, weighing in at we don't even know. He has an awesome beard and his hair just looks absolutely cool. He is the CEO of Too Lit. We got Big J.
That was nice. That was nice. I loved it.
Hey, good.
Down below me, my good friend and resident Bengals fan, Radical Fold,
Hey.
17 something.
96. All right.
To mute.
And next we have to the corner of me, I don't know how to say it. We have our person, shiny hero who is new to fantasy football and has a team now, and also is a very awesome person, and I got nothing else.
She promotes mental health.
She promotes mental health, and she's an awesome streamer.
Podcast called the Mental Health
Coming
Podcast.
to the Carolinas.
And she
she's
is a
newly
Carolina
minted
fan.
Carolina fan.
Hey,
we repping Carolina today, baby. We repping Carolina today.
And so
and then go for it. Introduce yourself, unless you want us to introduce you.
And at the very top here, we have me, Athletic Dan, who is now the sports coordinator for the Too Lit Discord, as well as unofficial sports announcer / sports analyst on Kick. And I am also a variety streamer and a fitness enthusiast.
Let's go.
All right.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this, guys.
Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I tried.
Well, lady and gentlemen. What shall we
From the
dive into
castle?
first?
Welcome in.
Do you
I would
want
just
to
like to say,
go for it?
y'all should be impressed. Like,
I'm
it's
proud.
not easy doing intros,
Holy
and
crap,
off the
that was
cuff,
hard.
Dan, once
You know
again,
what?
I just want to say GG's. I mean,
It was
Especially when my
you're no-
voice
you're no
feels like it's
shiny hero.
dying.
but I'm telling you, off the rip, you did great.
Hey, it's all good, man. You got to do what you got to do, and it sounded awesome.
Hell yeah.
Drum roll for you, Dan. Drum roll.
Oh, it's showing Discord. Oh well. It's
Anywho,
showing a different part of Discord, but that's okay.
are we wanting to cover fantasy football first, y'all? Because something big happened last night.
What happened, Rad?
Something monumental. We had a second ever annual Too Lit Fantasy League draft.
Oh,
18 teams. 18 teams, 18 different people.
That was insane. Hey,
participated.
Spitz.
Oh yeah, that was groundbreaking. It was amazing.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to start first with Shiniferous, because this is her very first year drafting in a fantasy football league.
Let's go.
What is your thoughts about your first experience with that?
Okay, so clearly I didn't know a damn thing. But here's what I do know. At the end of the day, when I went through all the predictions, week 1 through week 16 or whatever it was,
Mhm.
I'm actually doing pretty good in the projections. So I gotta say, like, in the big scheme of things, somehow it worked out okay. So I've had fun. I've even made my first trade today. Booyah. So I'm learning.
Oh.
I'm learning.
Woo!
I'm learning, and I don't hate it. So
Same, dead man. Same.
I'm
That's
learning.
awesome. I'm glad you had fun. Feel
Yeah, I
confident about
did.
your
I
team
did.
and
It was
everything like
noisy,
that.
boisterous. There was a lot of rubbing, elbow, like people were getting a little saucy and out of sorts here and there, but on the whole, I fucking
That's a
loved it. I was really
hey.
Hey.
Like
Nice.
to hear.
Right.
Now we're gonna shift gears and we're gonna go over here to Mr. Athletic Dan, which I heard is a veteran in fantasy football, y'all.
I have played. This is my 13th year
nice.
at least. I had.
And this is your first
so-
time in an 18-team league?
Yeah. I've done 4 years with a 14-team league before, so I know what it's
Okay.
like. But that was in person, which
Oh
was
yeah. So
insane.
you drafted it in a group of people in a room, like the old classic ways that you usually
Oh
do.
yeah, those are crazy.
Those are fun.
They're so fun because like you have the list in front of you, so you can like circle them, and you can have all that really fun stuff in front of you.
And you have the
Um,
boards and people put up boards and all kinds of stuff.
No, we
Drinks
didn't
and
have
snacks.
boards. We just had like they write down the names. You take a name out of a hat, and that's how you take your picks. And it
Alright.
was like a snake style draft essentially.
Okay.
But I started out on ESPN for a long time, so I've been doing ESPN. I've done Yahoo. I've done NFL. NFL's it's okay. It has it shows the highlights when they happen though, which is really
Yeah.
cool. Sleeper is a new one to me, but I've heard that it's really, really good, so I'm hoping that I can learn it and have some fun with it.
Awesome. Champ, you got any words?
I gotta say, seeing
The
everybody,
ESPN fantasy is awesome.
seeing everybody in the Discord when we were doing the draft was a great experience. We had a lot of people, some new faces, some familiar faces, and it was just great. You know what I mean? And just having the atmosphere, everybody hyped, everybody just really really ready for the football season to kick off, man. Everybody representing their teams and just everybody talking smack. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Whole new year.
Within reason, of course. Within reason. Nobody is like actually
you got rid of Saunders?
attacking each other.
Oh,
So, but it's all good competitive banner, sports banner. We're all having fun. At the end of the day, it's a game. Y'all are
Young
just
Like
having
Koo
fun,
is on
enjoying
the
it.
block?
right.
Really? Does no one know who Young Like Koo is?
He's a kicker for the Atlanta Falcons.
I know, and he's really good.
He's the top 3 kicker in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
I've done fantasy football myself for a few years, just having fun with it. I've only been in one league that's actually been like, I guess I would say that's been serious in terms of money. I won, by the way. But anyway, seriously, it's a fun experience. I did at ESPN for the longest time until last year. I've done NFL before too, but I just really like the sleeper version of it. I like the way Pesky has it set up, Pesky Peeves. I mean, I think it's a very easy app, whether you use the app or mobile. I mean, mobile or PC, shall I say. If you use either of those, I think it's very easy, accessible for anybody, whether you're new to it or you're a vet. I think it's very I think it'll be fun. I'm personally confident about my team. I got some moves to make, and in the background, doing some talks, making some moves, or trying to. I seen Mr. Tulet has some interest in some of my players. We might have to talk later.
Ooh.
Brad has some interest in one of my players.
I
Alright,
do.
alright.
I'm trying to snag me at least one other Bengals player, so we have a stack going on. And those of you that know fantasy football, you get a stack. It really helps out if they score a touchdown, because if it's a quarterback and a receiver, and they
For
throw it to
real.
them and they score, you get double the points. So
True.
Or if
I
you
mean-
get the top 2 receivers too. That's also really cool. If you have someone like the Bengals and you got T. Higgins and you got Chase,
that's good
that's
too.
a pretty good one too.
I like the
I-
quarterback receiver set. Go ahead,
Oh,
Johnny.
I do too.
I do have
Or
a
quarterback
question
running
for
back.
you all.
Go for it.
So now that we've all chosen our teams,
Mm-hmm.
can
I need a
you
team name.
share with me as the newbie what your strategy was? or did you not have a strategy, or do you not care to share what your strategy was? And I asked this question because I did have a strategy, and I want to tell you all after you all answer the question.
Who would like to go first? I mean, I can if you all don't.
Go
Are
for
still
it.
collecting thoughts.
Do it.
I mean, really, for me, I knew I was drafted first. Everybody knew. If Joe Burrow said to me somehow miraculously, Mr. Tulip over there decided he was not going to draft Patrick Mahomes, Zoden was probably going to take him. But
For real.
everybody knew I had the third pick, so Joe Burrow practically fell in my lap. I mean, I had with the choice to take him or anybody else, and I already knew I was taking him. And my decision afterwards was to hold off on running backs and to try
I did
and
too, Deadman.
get receivers and get a tight end, because I feel like the tight end is more important in the league, especially the one we're in, because there's like 5 solid tight ends in the league that
Oh yeah, there are.
are good in fantasy. Not so I mean, I felt like I did good with getting a tight end early in the draft and waiting on defense and kicker, even though it might come back to bite me, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
But I
Dan, how
think it'll
about
be
you?
So I had a kind of weird strategy. It was both like a fun strategy and it was like an uncommon strategy that people may have been like, oh, why did he pick this person or why did he pick that person or whatever. But so my first pick on pick 14, I was deciding between McCaffrey and I really wanted to get Dak Prescott, but Pesky decided to get Dak Prescott before me. And I looked at all the other QBs and I was like, okay, Tua runs and Tua passes, and he's got Tyreek, he's got Waddle. As long as he stays healthy, he could be a pretty solid quarterback. So I
Agreed.
decided to get Tua.
That was a good
Well,
pick.
A
good quarterback pick.
that's definitely a thing.
And then when I went from there, I was like, okay, I've never ever been able to get Keenan Allen in a draft before, ever. Like everybody always takes him before me, so it's like I want him. Diggs, I saw break out last season. Diggs was solid, so I wanted Diggs. And Goddard is on like one of the high performing offenses in the NFL. So
yeah, Goddard's gonna have a bounce back year. He was injured last year most of the season, so we'll see.
now the questionable ones, DeAndre Swift. We'll see what happens with him with Philly, but I know that he will get some like goal line carries for sure.
Right.
Especially if they get near the red zone. Pacheco is also on a high scoring offense. And when you have Mahomes, I mean, why wouldn't you want a running back or wide receiver or something there?
Yes, but the issue I think you'll have with him is he's not a receiving back.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's more of a rusher. So
That's the thing.
since we're in a PPR league, which
Yeah,
for those of you that don't know, it's a point per reception, which means if they throw the ball, the quarterback throws the ball to the receiver or the running back or the tight end, they get a point per reception that they get. So point
for sure.
per catch is what it is pretty much.
I still don't know why I don't think that DeAndre Swift isn't going to be their PPR back. Like, I don't understand that. Why wouldn't he be?
I mean, he's the best pass catcher out of the backfield.
Yeah, I know. People keep telling me that, oh, DeAndre Swift is not going to be a PPR back, and oh, he's going to get stuck with all 3 of those running backs. He's the best running back of the 3.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Here's the thing, Dan. You made your choice. Hold your ground.
Exactly.
Don't worry about the haters. This is coming from Rad, who came to me and said the same thing. So, all right, Jay, you've heard your friends here. You heard your brothers in football arms here. So you had the honor of having the very first pick in the draft. Who was that pick?
It had to be the best player in the league right now, Patrick Mahomes.
There you go.
The MVP, the one that you said was going to be MVP last year.
I did. So once you nailed your first pick, that meant you had to wait through 30 plus other picks before you got to get your next player.
Correct.
There had to be some anxiety on your
Oh, it
end
is.
for that weight. Now, I can't even imagine. So what was your strategy at that point? Were you like, all right, whatever running back is left, I'm going to pick up, or were you moving on to wide receivers? Like what was your strategy here? Because I mean,
So
that was intense. That was intense for you.
it was, and honestly, my strategy was it was different. So last year I started off defense, working my way to offense, which I know
Dang.
even though offense wins games, defense wins championships. So that was my mindset last year. This year I went with pick the best player in the league, and that was Patrick Mahomes, quarterback. And then when I seen everybody kind of like doing their own thing, like if they were focused on wide receivers, I did running back. If they were focused on running back, I did wide receivers. Or if they did tight end, I would do like defense. I pretty much did everything opposite of what everybody else was doing. And it
Yeah.
worked out great.
I mean, you got probably one of the best teams in the league. What are your thoughts on repeat?
Hey,
Ooh.
I think it can happen. I mean, I'm not going to talk smack just yet because we all know I'm very humble.
Also,
It's
not
not
the
even
regular
started
season
yet,
yet.
so
We're not the regular season.
you got to get through Burrow Treasure over here first.
Hey, first week.
I need a team name,
It's going
like an
down.
actual team name.
Well, so team name. Just to find a player on your team that you like,
I'm
and
digging
base
it.
it off of that.
I'm digging it.
Ooh.
I mean, you're digging it.
I see what he did there.
So,
I love my puns.
any other
That is my
other
team
thoughts
name.
to add on that, Jay? Add on your strategy, your thoughts, your way you approach things, trades, anything, anybody you're looking at.
So I gotta say, so whenever we did the draft and everything, like I told myself, I wanted to make sure I got at least top 5 from every position. So we all know Tony Pollard, even though he wasn't a starter last year, that
He has a
dude,
chance.
he came in
Solid.
there, he came in there and he took the world by storm. They was like, Zeke who? I'm like, come on, don't do him like that. But
Should have started.
definitely showed that he was going to be the starter for this year, and I made sure I picked him up this year. And as much as I hate to say it, I wanted to get CeeDee Lamb, but somebody didn't get their quarterback, so they decided to go after a top tier wide receiver. So they got CeeDee Lamb. So I had to go with the best available wide receiver at that time, and it was T. Higgins.
All right.
That's a pretty solid pick.
Jay.
I had T last year.
He plays for
I had T last
that
year.
one team I know about.
What team is that?
He plays for them Bengals.
Hey,
Houday, baby!
One year I had Diggs and Chubb, so my team name was She Digs My Chubb.
I'm shocked and appalled. Clutches and pearls.
That's in my chat.
Goodness.
I
All right,
love that.
so
The
my
AJ Green pick
strategy.
was horrible.
What is your strategy? Tell us.
I had no idea what I was doing. But I will tell you this. So the only thing I had to go on was just stats. And I barely had time to process what I was looking at.
Mhm.
But I was like, okay, well, it looks like the order of operations is, the quarterback, the running back, wide receiver, go and down on through the line. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to a certain point when I saw like once the running backs went, I was like, all right, how can I undermine progression for the rest of folks? So once I had like my main points filled, which they're not bad players, they're not great players, everybody's kind of in the middle. I was like, now I'm just going to snag quarterbacks. Like that was my strategy. That and then wide receivers, I think after that was kind of like the play. And then I think there was one more thing I went after just so that I was like, well, if I can't start strong, maybe I can trade better. So I was like, there's got to be a way maybe I can stack the deck in my favor to kind of negotiate later on. So that was kind of where I went with my strategy. And then only to find that I made a huge error in judgment. Well, maybe not huge. We'll see how it plays out with what's his name, Jonathan Taylor. So, he was my main running back, with my backup being James Cook. So I don't know how that's going to play out. I think that's going to hurt me. Um, Everybody else I felt okay with. I just recently traded my kicker, and yeah, so we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how this.
Traded a kicker?
Although,
She
yeah, I
she
don't
picked
see.
up a kicker.
Yeah, I
Oh.
don't see
Oh,
it,
okay.
but I know he's there. Yeah,
So yeah, it's gonna refresh it.
yeah. So once I
You're gonna have
refresh,
to refresh it.
All right, so my
What
team
was
is
the move?
name it
I got rid of Jason Sanders for Greg Zurline.
Jason Saunders. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's not
the-
a huge move, but
Dolphins
he plays on the
again,
Jets.
it's incremental,
know.
so we'll see how that plays out. I also made one or two errors because I wasn't paying attention to their start percentages. So, as much as I enjoyed this process, there were definitely lessons learned on my end.
I'm looking at my bye
Hopefully,
weeks.
yeah, hopefully maybe
Yeah.
during a bye week, or I can
Bye
do a
weeks are
trade
important,
and
y'all.
Oh,
we'll see
my
what
bye weeks are
happens.
gonna be
But
rough. Missy, hey.
I
know
try to
what?
draft as many
I
people on
literally,
bye week as I could.
I'm just excited to have fun with you guys and just
Absolutely.
be a part of these conversations going forward, in addition to our regular NFL programming. So
We're
yeah,
glad to have
I'm
you.
excited.
It's
We are
always an
so glad to
honor.
have you in on it.
I'm honestly excited about the fact that I was able to get Pierce. Like Alec Pierce.
Damian Pierce?
Alec Pierce. I'm excited for him. I think he can be a good number
Absolutely.
2.
I think so anybody that watched the games, let's shift towards the games unless anybody has any final thoughts on fantasy here. But what is some big highlights of the preseason? I know I personally did not watch all of the games in the preseason, but did anybody catch any big plays or any big highlights that you want to talk about that you thought were really amazing and remarkable? Like I know one. I saw Justin Fields was playing on the Bears, obviously, and Khalil Herbert, which he's on my squad by the way.
Nice.
He had like a 56-yard touchdown. And it was actually a really good play. They were blocking for him well. He broke 3 tackles to get into the end zone.
Wow.
And he actually found out something, which is crazy. So for the Bears, if you break a long run and you don't score, you get fined by the team.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's a real thing they do. He even mentioned it. He's like, I'm gonna trug myself into that end zone because I'm not having to pay no fine. Like, I don't want to pay no fine. Come on now.
Oh, cool. I can go to 68 key takeaways from the preseason.
Jay, do you have any games you watched or any highlights you saw?
Of course, I watched Dallas play the Jaguars. That was a given. I did know. So what I've known about Dallas for years is we don't really win too much of our preseason games. They're pretty much just trying to figure out who's going to be the starters and who's going to be the ones that's going to come off the bench right away. And the key players and everything that that'll be able to fit for the starters that just in case they got hurt or suspended or whatever the case may be. So that's what they do, and I kind of analyze and I watch and I pay attention to what they do. So I will say the thing that stood out to me most was the man himself, Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn showed me that he's definitely going to be a number 2 running back. I feel
him somewhere.
I feel like just watching him that game, Deuce Vaughn has showed me that he's fast and he's really small, so he's hard to tackle. So that 1-2 combination that the Dallas Cowboys did last year is definitely going to show, because not only do they have one speedy running back, they're going to have 2 speedy running backs.
Right.
So that's going to drain a lot of defenses, and then that's just going to open up the wide receivers easy. So
Mhm.
they're going to focus on a run, then they're going to go to passing. So, and then Dak, he's a mobile quarterback. He can run if he wants to, but he tries to stay in the pocket. But when they try to rush him, he will run. So I think that Dallas has what they had last year, but then some on both offense and defense.
Nice.
I think Dallas is definitely going to be the team to beat for sure.
All
We'll
right.
see. We'll see how the season turns out. One little
Oh,
thing and
wow.
it can change the entire season. So let's hope
Just like any
Dak
other
can stay
team.
healthy and the offensive line can stay healthy.
That division is solid. Great.
That division, it's
great
tough.
division.
It's not going to be easy, but they might be the team to break through.
Well,
Dan.
speaking of healthy,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Radical Foil 1796,
Right.
I'm sure you must be aglow from the news about your man Joe Burrows, correct?
Right.
Throwing with no sleeve on his calf during the
That's
pregame
awesome.
passes.
That's
Correct.
awesome.
He
That's
did.
I
awesome.
know you must be
Yes.
elated.
I'm excited for him to throw to Tyler Boyd.
Oh, yeah? After you trade him to me.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of trades, Lonely says my strategy is I ain't trading anyone.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
All right,
She's
So-
holding on tight. She's
tell me
like,
that-
don't
tell me that
look
when
at my
people get
team, don't
injured,
look at my
okay?
team.
She's satisfied with her team. That sounds
Tell
like
me that when people get injured.
Shiniferous. So you have more to comment on this Joe Burrow thing, or do you have
Nothing. I
any-
just wanted to make sure that, we did
talk spades.
justice to honor Mr. Joey Burrow since that's your
Hey.
guy. I just
have
wanted
some
to say
IR
congrats
spots
that
Hey,
he's
going
he's a
looking
good guy,
yeah.
healthy.
too,
He's
from what I
doing
heard.
he's doing good. So I think that that's, a very big, big bright star for you and
It is.
Ooh, fantasy
Did-
football. So
Did anybody
GGs.
did anybody see
GGs
how
on the-
Richardson did?
No,
Okay.
I did not.
I don't think he played much.
I don't think he's
'Cause
gonna
they-
play
they-
it
there
for
was-
a little bit. Yeah,
There was a play that they had Sam Ellinger through a touchdown of one leg.
can't stand him. No.
But also
Why do
speaking
we
on the
still have
Bengals.
Sam Ellinger? Go away.
Also speaking on the Bengals, guys, I saw this play and I heard about this. So we had a rookie cornerback last year
Mhm.
who tore his ACL in the training camp. He tore his ACL. He was out the entire season. He comes back. He plays the first game of the preseason. My guy gets 2 interceptions
Dang.
and a pick 6.
Dang.
So a pick 6 and another interception. In his first game as a pro in the NFL officially.
That
Tyson
dude.
Anderson. Let's
That
go.
guy's got to start right after that.
He starts in the slot.
Dang. Did you guys hear that DeMar Hamlin came back too?
He
Was
did.
extremely active. That's awesome.
He was
Yeah, it's
extremely
very
able to play.
awesome.
And, as you guys know from last season of the NFL Recap podcast, we had a special dedicated podcast
Mhm.
for him. Much love to him. So glad he's gotten better and he's healthy now. And,
If I
we're
could
so
actually
glad
do
to see
that,
him
I'd
back on
do
the
it.
field.
Kind of do it. No, I can't do it.
Hey, it's the thought that matters, right? Like
Number
it's the
3,
thought that
y'all.
counts.
It's something like that.
He's forever going to be etched in my mind as one of my favorite players in the league. Just because,
For sure.
it's an inspirational story. It's an amazing thing. And again, shout out to those people that helped him. Shout out to those people that, took care of him, made sure he was able to come back. Shout out to people on the field. And, I'm going to gloat a little bit. Shout out to the Bengals training staff and the Buffalo Bills training staff who was immediately on that field for him. Immediately. Both teams. Both teams deserve the best. And as much as I would say, sorry, Rossberger, I hate the Bills.
Clip,
I
clip.
I would have to say that I will admire that team because the stuff they did for
Shots
that man alone.
Absolutely.
fired.
As
Wow.
long as they throw to Diggs, I'm happy. I'm just
So,
talking
yeah.
about my fantasy
But
team
seriously,
every chance I can.
like
Couldn't be me.
the University UC even did amazing with them. But seriously, shout out to those
Absolutely.
people. And
Absolutely.
if you do the thing out there, anybody, you watching this and your doctors, nurses, anything like that, ICU, like whatever, shout out to you. You deserve credit and recognition for everything you do for every individual, not just necessarily Damar Hamlin, but
His med
shout out
team
to
actually got honored with some sort of recognition
yes,
at like a season-ending dinner or something. I don't know
right.
what it
They
was, but I just
they won
remember they
awards.
all
Awesome.
got, yeah,
It was the
honored for
ESPYs.
something.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
that's
he
Yeah.
got to present the award too. That was that
Mhm.
was a really cool thing. Was he got to present his award to the UC med team that saved his life. So
that's
Wow.
awesome.
seriously,
That's awesome.
shout out to everybody that does that, and shout out to them especially. And we're so, on behalf of everybody, we're so happy that he's back on the field and he's safe and he's okay and he's healthy.
For sure.
Yeah. Thank
Most
God they had
definitely.
people like that on hand because that could have gone wrong on so
Shout
many
out to his
levels.
charity
And
too.
the fact that he's now healthy on the field and he's showing energy and it's amazing. And that's just like the greatest comeback for last year.
Oh, absolutely. And I guarantee y'all, he's gonna win comeback player of the year
Oh,
in the
Alright.
I can
NFL.
see that.
But seriously,
Kinda
shout out to his organization as well. Chasing M's, it's an amazing one. Check it out.
Mhm.
Speaking of injuries, Tua had what, 4 concussions last year and decides to
something
come
crazy.
back for another
3,
year.
4.
This
Right.
dude, a lot of people are like, he probably should retire or something like that, but he's coming back and he's coming back for his
I mean,
team. I wonder what's gonna happen.
think about Dan's favorite quarterback, Andrew Luck. I mean, he injured his shoulder and has got concussions several times, and so he was forced to retire. Peyton Manning, he was forced to retire by injury.
I love him.
I
I love
mean,
Peyton.
Yeah. But I mean like concussions, like that's
Gronk.
like you can deal with leg injury, calf, tendons, blah blah blah, but like once the brain starts to go, like you get those mood changes, you
For
Mhm.
get
sure.
depression,
hmm
you get all that stuff that goes with it. That to me is a larger impact on
Right.
your quality of life versus like a bum knee or, you know, uh, like a tender ligament. I mean,
Mhm.
I know there's a lot of significant injuries that happen in the NFL. It's one of the most dangerous sports you got going on there. But to
Right.
me, like if I was subjected to 4 concussions in 1 year, I would probably really want to weigh in with heavy consideration from neurologists and et cetera, because they've always said the helmets are behind. The
Mhm.
helmets are behind in terms of the technology to protect the players. And
Well,
Right.
you
That's why they're
just you
upgrading him.
just have to hope and pray for the best for Tua that he does not get any more concussions this year, and that's a big
mm,
gamble.
Absolutely.
well, think about NHL. Like NHL, they get they get knocked around, they get all sorts of different things.
Mhm.
There's concussions, there's all sorts of stuff like that. So both sports are just like really, really aggressive,
Oh
really
yeah.
crazy, crazy injuries can
Yeah.
happen.
Mhm.
And the thing with concussions though, is you might be fine for like year, 2 years, but it's the cumulative effect over time
I've had
that
one
you
before.
can't predict. Like you may
Right.
come back immediately, but again, over time, it's kind of jump started a deterioration in your brain.
For
It's
sure.
irreversible. So I don't know. My heart goes out to those players, and
Oh yeah.
you know,
Absolutely.
we just gotta hope and pray.
Don't
For
Cross
sure.
our
don't they have
fingers. Pray
don't they
pray
have
for
n-
great
sorry.
games, but no injuries.
Yeah.
hmm I don't wish injuries on nobody, especially my
No.
rival teams. As much as they get on my nerves, I don't wish injuries on
Right.
anybody.
But then again, it's
Oh no, I
competitive
definitely
banter.
don't.
It's
Yeah.
competitive banter.
But,
Like I tell everybody, I hate Baltimore, I hate Pittsburgh, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be like, hey, let's go see Lamar Jackson tear his ACL. No, I did
Yeah,
not want that
no.
to happen.
No.
Like I didn't sit out there. I didn't sit there and say, as much as I don't like him, does not mean I'm gonna sit there and tell Patrick Mahomes to tear his ACL.
Right.
So I know people who have said that before, and I'm like, do you care about the person? They're like, no, and I'm like,
Yeah.
You know,
it's insane.
it's just a game.
It's
It's just a
insane.
game.
It's just a
That's
Exactly.
a
game.
person's life.
But
Because you're
game.
competitive doesn't mean that you're not a person and you don't
Right.
care about
Right.
people.
yeah, I mean,
Right.
honestly, there's been times where people get hurt, and I see people laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing at? Like, what's funny about somebody getting hurt? What if that was your brother? What if that was your uncle? What if that was,
Right.
somebody
Exactly.
that you were really close to getting hurt like that? Like, you wouldn't be laughing. Like, it's real people, even though they get paid a lot of money and they're out there entertaining us, they are human. They're people just like us on a
Right.
daily.
That's
Yeah.
that's the crazy thing about this kind of thing. Like there was people even laughing about, DeMar Hamlin's situation with him.
I
Like
saw
how do you laugh about a man almost losing his life? How? Sorry. I'm
It's a
that
shame.
I don't understand that. That's just ridiculous. At that point,
Yeah.
it's so much beyond football.
Now, don't get me wrong. I like smack talking as much as the next person.
Exactly.
But, I would never want to see like somebody even like, oh, dare I say, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. I'm not wishing harm on them. I just hope they
Right.
just otherwise fail. They
And
don't
that's fair enough.
complete, they get intercepted, like all that fun stuff that
Mhm.
makes those games great to watch them lose, but never necessarily an injury. I
Like the
didn't say that
Dallas game
right.
last
That's
year.
like my subconscious coming out. I don't want them to be injured. I just don't want them to play well.
Spade says it's very unfunny. It's a tragedy.
I
Yes.
agree.
It
I agree.
Oh,
is.
that was
It
definitely
is.
and then that's any injury. That's not just,
For
Mhm.
sure.
like I said last time, I admire the hell out of Patrick Mahomes.
Mhm.
I know,
That was
like I was
impressive.
joking around about how he took drug enhancers or whatever, but for real, I admire the hell out of him because that man, whatever happened, he still got up and played the rest of the playoffs
Mhm.
injured and won the Super Bowl. Like that's
Yep.
Unheard
props
of.
to him
Absolutely.
for that.
A lot
Props
of
to
these
him for
guys
that.
have a very strong work ethic,
Because
and you can't fault them for that.
all I gotta say is, if that was me, no way I'm coming back. No, I don't care what you give me. You can give me all the drugs in the world. I'd be like, I'll be crying like a little baby in my chair. Like,
And when you
I'd be
mention
like,
that, it reminds me of a certain player that plays with the Cowboys recently. Dak
Yeah.
Prescott, when he went down,
Yep.
it was sad
Right.
because
Mhm.
we all knew how much he meant to the team, and we know
right.
when he got carted off, it was bad. It was very bad how he
Yeah.
landed.
Oh yeah.
How they took him off the field, it was bad. But then you seen people
Right.
laughing, taking screenshots of him crying, like it was bad. And to
That,
see
that
him
was
Bad juju.
and to see him bounce back that very next year was amazing. Like he did really good, and I don't care what nobody says. He did a hell of a job. And a lot of people don't know Dak Prescott is a really good guy. People may pick and laugh and joke about him, but this
Right.
guy does so much off the field. He's lost his
Right.
mom, he's lost his brother, and he's still a great leader to the Dallas Cowboys, and he's a great leader to the communities out there.
right.
Yeah. He's a great
I mean,
mentor.
that same thing happened in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow. It was his rookie year. He had his rookie year, and he gets injured. He snaps his leg in beginning his season.
That
That as Cincinnati fan, you're like, I hope he gets better as soon as possible. But then you're also like, well, there goes our season.
well, think about Peyton Manning. What happened to him? His neck
Right.
injuries.
His neck injuries. He had several neck injuries, and he was out. I mean, even as much as we don't like Tom Brady, Tom Brady
Yeah.
he snapped his leg too. So
ACL.
his
Mhm.
ACL. Yeah, he tore his
He had an
ACL.
ACL, yeah. And then Castle came in and helped him out a bunch.
Yeah.
Shout
oh,
out to
yeah.
that dude. He was pretty
So, I
solid
mean,
that season.
Man,
But
Rodgers-
yeah,
Rodgers broke his collarbone years ago. So I mean,
Yeah.
it happens. And I know people can choose not to like certain quarterbacks. Hell, like I said, I don't like Patrick Mahomes, but heck, that dude balled out. He came out and
respect him.
I cannot say that I don't respect his game.
Right.
Okay.
I don't like the team, and I wish the team would lose, but I do not wish him harm as an individual or as a football player. So, on that, I think that's a very serious point that is a real thing
Mhm.
that people need to understand as football fans or even sports fans, because it happens in all kinds of league. I mean, NBA fans in here. I don't know if Dan, you're an NBA fan or Shiniferous, but
I used to be.
Paul George,
I know who that
Paul
is. So.
George, USA basketball. What did he do? He snapped his leg.
Mhm.
He went up for a dunk and snapped his leg. Christian Leitner,
Yeah, it's
the player that they saw, that college player that everybody saw that he freaking broke his leg and the bone was hanging out and everybody could see it and everything from Louisville.
mm,
Seriously, not. But you still had people joking and laughing and
Yeah.
taking pictures and
it's
doing all the
Woo, getting into
posting
soccer. Let's
tweets.
go.
it's sad.
Like, how do you do that as a
Yeah.
person? All these
Or
that's for all those
Jordan
players.
got hurt.
I mean, yeah, Jordan. You know,
Jordan, LeBron. I mean, as much as
yeah, LeBron.
as LeBron gets all the crap and stuff like that, I mean, he gets hurt, and some people cheer at that. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Like,
These people
why?
are putting their bodies and their lives on the line to play sports and to entertain people and to do what
Exactly.
they love. And the fact that you're mad or you're upset about your team losing is stupid. Or about your team, potentially losing or whatever. Yes, chime in.
I didn't want to interrupt your thought. I was waiting for you to finish your thought before I even interjected my own thought. I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm like, so you're telling me you don't feel some kind of way about the Bengals losing in the preseason against the Green Bay Packers?
Oh my.
I just had to,
Preseason?
because I know this is a little sensitive for you, and I just wanted to,
Bye,
make
Spades.
sure that you are living
It's a
and
preseason.
breathing what you're
I'm
saying.
fine. Oh yes, I'm fine.
Spade says bye.
Bye, Spades. We'll see you,
Have a good
bro.
one,
Have a good
Spades.
week. Have a good week. Have a good day
Thank
or
you for
night.
tuning in.
I have a
yeah, no,
question in the chat. Sorry.
I'm good. I think it's preseason. I mean, none of our good players played. Jamar Chase
Okay.
didn't play. Tyler Boyd, Joe Burrow, and to be honest, I don't think he was going to play anyway, Joe Burrow. So give
Is
him
he
some
being
time
a
to rest.
diva?
He
Is
needs
he being a
rest.
diva?
He does
So
not
what
play in the regular
happens?
season.
So what
Go for it,
happens with the
Dan.
NFL
Preseason.
is during the preseason, they mostly rest their starters until week 3
The
at least.
definitive,
They
the definitive starters.
the definitive starters. They will send them out for maybe like a series or two, maybe. If it's like one that's not like a runner or whatever. If they're like a runner or something like that, they're most likely not going to play them
Right.
until like week 3 at least. And
So they're
sometimes they
being
don't even play him in
divas.
week 3.
Fine.
Well, they're being cautious. I mean, the Chiefs are not going to
Divas.
play Patrick Mahomes all
Cautious divas.
preseason.
Hey,
Right.
he needs to be warming up. He
It's
needs to be
injuries.
getting his shit together. Yeah. Injuries. If they're tough enough and they're well conditioned, they should be able to get in there. Being a bunch
I mean,
of
just
prima
get in there
donna
and practice.
crybabies.
He's still playing in practice in training camp.
Oh,
Just
your team is the Packers. Nice. I'm seeing what
I
Spade
just
says
want
to
to say
that.
I was just kind of curious because when I saw that the Packers actually had who was it Jordan Love in,
yeah,
so I was like, okay, so they got their rookie in, they're giving him some time, and then
yeah.
looking at the score, I was just like, all right, I was just curious because I wanted to know how the Packers had done without Aaron Rodgers on their team because you know how much I just
Right.
Despise him.
So
like
question, Shine for us
I
here.
despise the Jets more than Rodgers.
Do you like the Packers more now that Aaron's gone,
Not rookie.
or do you still
Yeah.
hate the Packers in general?
that's a fair question. That's a fair question. I will. I'll
So
say
was it an Aaron
this.
thing, or was it just a team?
It's both, but I gotta
Both.
say I'm marginally, like maybe like this much like Packers just a little bit more than I did before now that they got rid of Aaron Rodgers or he
How
left.
do you feel about the
Whatever it
Bucks
was.
getting rid of Tom Brady?
I still dislike both equally.
So you don't like the Bucks
Okay, you know
anymore
what?
because
I don't like them.
because
It's
Tom
okay.
Brady
We
went
were
there?
spoiled. Yeah, you were. You
I don't
got
like them both. And I don't like the fact
Favre,
that he left. I wanted that
Rodgers.
dislike to be packaged in
Well,
one.
yeah. I thought Tom Brady was going to be a ride or die. But we think that about all
I
players, right?
know.
Cough, LeBron James. When you say you're a ride or die for a city, and you bring the team a championship, and then you leave to go to a team who has the most championships in the league and tied for them, you're a little bit,
Selling out? Oh, sorry.
yeah.
What?
Hey, you know what? I ain't a main LeBron fan. I know what he does off the court, but on the court, I mean, I get it. But
Right.
I'm always gonna be a Kobe fan. Rest in peace to Kobe. But my thing is that LeBron went to one of the best franchises there is. He knows what it is.
Yeah, but he could have gone to Boston. I mean, I'm a
He
Boston fan,
could've.
but I'm just saying he could have gone to Boston if he
And
really
it-
wanted to go to the greatest franchise in the NBA. Like they have the same amount of championships.
We'll get more.
It's all right because Banner 18 going to be hung next year, so it's all right. But that's a whole different podcast. But yeah, so any other highlights from the preseason so far that you all have seen that you think are discussion worthy or
You like
comments
watching
about?
the Bears fans in tears? Oh dang!
Oh, who
Okay,
said
can I?
that?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Go
no, that's
ahead.
all I was saying.
My chat
Fine.
is Dead Man is his name.
Okay, you know how much I just absolutely adore the Dolphins, right?
Oh yeah, you love them.
No. Yeah,
No, I don't.
that's definitely
So
your
I
favorite.
so I know it's
Who
only
was your
preseason, but I'm
favorite?
still happy that they got beat by the Falcons. Okay, and I know
Hey,
you're like,
listen,
oh, but none of their best players, blah 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 blah,
did
whatever.
Falcons play Desmond Ritter? Does anyone know?
Falcons,
I
Desmond
can
Is he
Ritter,
check.
blah, blah, blah,
their
blah.
starting quarterback play or no?
I don't see him.
I'll look.
The backup field, running back, Benjamin Robinson's on a run. Neither did Cordell Patterson, Tyler. I don't even know how to say some of these
Tyler
names.
Algier.
Bijan
Thank you.
Robinson didn't play. Why they not letting him
Hmm.
play? He should be playing.
Bijan's playing this week.
Friday, the former showed Carlos Washington, in particular, Goodwin. How do you say that name? Goodwin Igwabuki? Did I just
Igwabuki?
butcher that? Did I just butcher
Igwabuki?
that?
No, I think he
It's
said
like-
man.
Azabuki. Is
it's
it
like-
Azabuki? Azabuki?
No,
Izabuki?
it's IGWEBUIKE.
Izabuki. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. But point being, barely
Stop
anybody can
saying
say
that name.
Giannis, so Antetokounmpo.
Yo.
Oh man, trying to say that one guy's name. The wide receiver guy. What's his name?
Oh, the guy yesterday?
Yeah, what's his name?
Was it Rosh
Uh,
something? Roshwager or something like that? Roshwager.
I don't know.
But we tried to sit there and say that. Oh, Israel. It was Israel.
Donahue?
Ndonga or something, or Nanga, or Kanda, or Kanda.
Wakanda?
It sounded
Yo, I'm done with y'all.
Israel Wakanda or something like. Oh, Israel. I can't think of it out the top of my head, but it's like
Oh,
Kanda,
God.
Kanda. I think it's Kanda,
My
but
Anaconda?
anaconda don't want none. Oh, sorry, we're not in there.
Hey, Biggie, we were just talking about that before we went live. Yeah, Cook
What
did
you
go
say?
to the Jets.
so news we've heard of today, chat. We can talk about that too. Dalvin Cook went to the Jets. He signed, I think, a 1-year deal,
Yep.
right?
Ritter didn't play.
And they didn't. Okay. Yeah, I want to see him play. I'm interested in him too. And Ezekiel Elliott signed with the Patriots, the New England Patriots.
And the Cowboys made a deal with Mr. Zach Martin so he don't have to sit out. Good stuff.
And they re-signed Zach Martin. I'm assuming gave him an extension, probably a Supermax.
Well, that was
of
a
some
poor
sort.
preseason for the Colts.
But I don't think there's been any other news as of today.
I'm looking.
Joe Burrow's getting closer and closer to being
Joey.
clear.
Yeah,
Joey.
Bijan is supposed to... Ooh. Wait, Alex Collins died? I didn't know that.
The random running back, the old running back for the Ravens.
Yeah,
Alex Collins. And Seattle, I think.
yeah. Dang.
Well, that's
don't
random,
s-
but dang.
Yeah, that's what it showed on here. Yeah, Bijan is making his debut on Friday.
So
Debut.
Bijan is making the 10th pick in the draft is making his debut on Friday in the Atlanta Falcons game. What
Don't
else we
see
got?
him.
Jay, got anything? Shine there for us?
Oh no, I'm just you know what? I think I'm keeping my eye on. I forgot. I think I said it last time, but I'm looking to see what the Chargers and the Lions do. I think I said.
Right,
Does that
right.
sound right?
Right.
Yeah.
We talked about the Lions in the NFC because
Is
I said
anybody
that
playing tonight?
they won in 7 games. No, it's Monday, Dan. I don't think
Oh
they play
yeah, they
games
don't
till like
have it
Thursday.
in the preseason. Oh, okay.
Mhm. Those are the two I'm kind of keeping my eye on. I think they're in the same. Are they in the same division?
The Lions and the Dolphins, the Lions and
Let's play
those
No,
Bears.
Chargers,
Chargers.
they're in 2 separate conferences.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had Jacksonville. I want to see how Travis does with Calvin Ridley.
Yeah,
I
that's
know-
gonna be
Okay. Anything
exciting
on
to
your
see.
radar?
From what I'm
Other
looking
than, of
at,
course, Dallas.
we play Seahawks Saturday. Thursday,
Kick their ass.
the Browns play the Eagles, and then Friday, the Panthers play the Giants, and then the Bengals play the Falcons, and then Jaguars versus Lions, and then Saturday you got Dolphins versus Texans, and then Bills versus Steelers, Bears versus the Colts, Buccaneers versus the Jets, Patriots versus the Packers, Titans versus the Vikings, Chiefs versus the Cardinals, Broncos versus the 49ers, Raiders versus Rams, and then Sunday you have Saints versus Chargers, and then Monday you
Ooh.
got Ravens versus the Commanders.
Interesting.
Okay. So
Point to your closet. Well, like forward. Forward. Then you be pointing at me. All right, never mind. I'm done playing with you. You're pointing in your closet. Point like forward, like.
My closet's not near me. At the
There you
moment.
go. Now you're pointing at me. See, now I can point at you. You and pointing at me.
but
There,
see on
I'm
my
point-
screen
I'm
you're
pointing at
pointing. I'm
Jay.
pointing this way. I'm pointing at you.
On my screen, you gotta be pointing that way.
What is even happening anymore?
Okay.
Nothing.
We're
just being ridiculous. This
We're
is
just
what
being
we do.
goofy. We're just being
What we
goofy.
do. Get used to it. Dan, you should know this by now, don't you? Watch
Yeah,
our Saturday
Dan.
show.
Yeah.
Although technically, we haven't had our Saturday show in like a couple weeks, but that's my fault because I'm traveling and yeah.
But Dan, don't you also, haven't you also been on an NFL podcast with us for like half a season?
Yes, I know.
The Panthers, the silliness, it's all here.
And I can tickle Jay. Tickle, 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 tickle.
Yes, and then we all want to see it. Everybody's been talking about it. We want to see Rad do the gritty.
He's gonna teach me.
I'm a
He's gonna
teacher.
teach me to do it.
I'll do the Drake move too.
Let's go.
I
I'm
know when that
excited.
highlight bling. Sorry. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get copyrighted. I don't want to do that. That could only mean one thing.
Oh man, that's great. So what I am also excited for is Madden 24 coming out. We can't talk about
Oh,
Madden.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
Those that play them. I used to play it. I don't play as much anymore, but I used to.
And would you pick those Bengals and give butt whoopings to people, or who was your team whenever you would?
Oh yeah, I would, bro. Yeah.
Can't play with the Bengals. I've tried to use Joe Burrow. He is an
Bro,
interesting quarterback to play with in Madden.
I just lob it up to Jamar Chase and he takes it to the
He's
end zone every
tough.
time.
I was
I'm just
throwing
playing.
it to what's his
Play
name? Your
basketball or
tight
throwing a
end.
football?
Who's your tight end?
Irv Smith Jr. Last
Oh,
year was Hayden Hurst.
yeah. I used to throw it to Hayden Hurst, and Hayden Hurst would like catch it all the time.
Nice. Yeah, I tell you what. So I know, like this day and age, it's the era of the mobile quarterback. So
Right.
I haven't played online in forever, but I can already tell you, you're gonna see a lot of people pick the Chiefs. A lot of people pick the Ravens. A lot of these teams that have mobile quarterbacks, you're gonna see a lot of them pick them online. They might not even like the team, but they just know mobile quarterbacks are the it factor. And on that game, mobile quarterbacks is like a cheat code. So you probably see a lot of
listen,
people play as the
Not gonna
Eagles.
lie, I
too.
want to play as the Rams too.
Baltimore.
The Rams is dead.
Listen, the year
The Rams
that
are fun. Their defense is insanely good.
the year that Baltimore had Lamar Jackson as a 99 overall, they were unstoppable. Literally, he
Or
was
they-
taking 99 yards to the house on every play, and it was terrible.
What about when Atlanta had both Vic and Turner?
I agree.
It was insane.
Yeah, Skilla, I'm definitely with that because I mean, honestly, you know, back in the day, it was all about pocket quarterbacks. Now you can definitely see it's transitioned to mobile quarterback, and and I feel like if they have to run all the time, it's a bad thing. But if they stay in the pocket and if they run, if they're trying to get sacked or something, that's a whole nother thing. If they can do both pocket and mobile, that is what you call a serious quarterback threat. Like, he is a threat to that defense.
All I gotta say is, there's one thing that's gonna be good for Shiniferous about her quarterback selection here, Lamar Jackson. He can run the ball.
That's a bad man.
Listen, he can run the ball and throw the ball. He stays healthy.
PPR
she's
machine.
got a lethal top 5 quarterback.
For sure.
I'll even admit that.
The cool thing about PPR for quarterbacks that can run is you get both quarterback points and running back points.
Right.
Yeah, I mean.
So if they run, you get rushing yards.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I need to look at our rules. I haven't looked at the rules yet. Touchdown
per touchdown. I think it's 4. Yeah.
Okay.
It used to be. I think we did 6 last year. I think.
Okay. We can't change it now, unfortunately.
Well, we could. She can change it anytime she wants.
I thought you couldn't. I thought you couldn't because you did the draft.
Mm-mm. She can change it anytime she wants.
Just keep it like that. That's really cool. ESPN, you can't.
Yes, Shiniferous?
You can also redo the draft.
Talking to the chat.
I got you.
See, you know my sign language.
You know. Look at. If you know, you know.
Wait, you're talking to the chat? What? Whose chat?
Covertly, I'm talking to Jay's chat.
Oh.
Under the radar.
It's like, what?
So.
Pay no attention over here. If me and chat have a thing going, you guys mind your business.
Any conclusion to these things? Because I feel like we're kind of wrapping it up what we've been trying to say this podcast. So.
Sorry.
Any other thoughts, concerns?
I was originally gonna.
Go ahead.
I am sorry.
Go ahead, Dan. I'm telling you to go ahead.
I am excited. I'm honestly excited to see what the Colts can do with Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. Did we ever find out if he played or not?
He didn't know.
So did none of the rookies play this week?
I guess
Stroud
not.
play?
I don't know. I'm excited to see what he does. Excited to see what happens with the Jonathan Taylor situation. Right now, looks like he's gonna play right now.
AR played.
And I'm hoping that our offensive line is better this year. That's all I'm gonna say.
So they said they played. Well, at least Stroud did. Yeah, we have gone through this entire podcast, and Shiniferous has not said a word about the Panthers or anything about Brock Purdy or anything about Cooper Crush.
Ooh.
Oh, you ready to talk about my boyfriends now? My stable is full.
I mean, Joey Burrow.
Ooh, hey.
My stable is full. We just have to wait and see how the boys come out of the gate, and then we will evaluate.
Oh yeah.
So is
I'm not
Anthony
convinced on
Richardson going to be
anybody.
your new boyfriend?
He might. See how his performance is.
I feel like she's gonna pick Bryce Young.
Just reading real quick, it said Anthony Richardson's stats weren't pretty. A handful of short tosses he made were also not pretty, but the offense he ran and a couple of his longer throws were pretty. Not
Lot of
enough to
pretties.
call him a pretty good fantasy sleeper candidate, though. First, the
No,
bat.
I
A
wouldn't give
handful
him
of
fantasy.
off-target throws include 2 to Michael Pittman. And then there was the interception by Richardson, but it was worse play for McKenzie, blah, 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 blah. So anyway,
Oh,
in
McKenzie.
development, we'll see what he comes back with.
Next
know,
week.
McKenzie's our fourth.
next
He's our
week,
fourth wide
whenever.
receiver, I think.
Who's his backup? Sam Ellinger
Ugh,
or Foles?
it's
IDK.
Ellinger. We got rid of Foles.
I heard there was a team might sign Foles. Actually, it was the
Hey.
49ers.
Foles is gone.
They're saying that Purdy's not completely healthy yet, and Lance played god awful.
Hey, you know what
Bring-
it is. You know what it is.
Bring in Foles. Bring in Foles.
So they're saying that they
Yeah.
might bring in Foles or somebody like
But
Philip Rivers.
Steelers said Foles is gone. Where did he go? They release him? He left?
Rivers said he want to come back.
Signed
Cooked.
Statch Minshew.
Rivers won't come back.
Gardner Minshew. That'd be fun. Gardner Minshew
his
Mania
stash.
and
Mustache?
Stash Min
Yeah, stash.
Stash,
Or
yeah,
mustache. Yeah,
yeah.
because his mustache.
Stash
A
Minshew.
nickname.
Stash
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew in Minshew Mania.
Hey.
It's Minshew Mania. What it's up?
Wait, who is Minshew?
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, who
He played
has
on the
him?
Colts, didn't he?
He started
Skilla
off with the
just put in
Jaguars,
a
right?
nickname for him.
Oh,
Stash
we have
Minshew.
Minshew. That's right. That's
Or
right.
yeah,
So why do we still have Ellinger then?
because he's the third string quarterback. You now
Oh,
in today's league.
okay.
Internet is garbage.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't mind having Minshew being our backup.
Let's see.
I don't mind that guy at all. I don't know how he
dumped
did,
Foles, yeah.
but I'll look at that in a second.
He said because we
Okay,
dumped
so I have a
Foles.
question.
Okay.
I have a question.
What
It's
you
a
got?
very important question.
Minshew was 6 for 6.
Dan, could I have your attention, please?
Yeah, I'm
GM
here.
manager for the Colts.
I'm here.
Paging.
Yeah.
So, with these few changes the Colts have made,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing how they did last year, what is your hope or prediction for the Colts this year? What are we thinking?
I'm honestly hoping that we have a better offensive line than we did last year because we did get some people in the draft. I'm hoping that maybe they'll eventually gel within the season. It's gonna take a little bit to gel because they all gotta play together and different stuff like that. So I wouldn't see the Colts doing well right away.
Together.
But
That's
I have high hopes for Richardson. I know he didn't really do well in that last game, but I
finding his
I want to see him get more rhythm. I want him. He probably didn't have all his receivers out there at that time. I don't know. Maybe he did. He probably had him for like a little bit. But anyways, he didn't have JT. I highly doubt JT played. Nope, JT did not play. So
He did not play. He's not gonna play probably all preseason, to be honest.
The Colts probably didn't have Maniac on defense or DeForest Buckner for very long. So I think that once they get their defense together and stuff like that, I don't know if they're a playoff team yet. I'm gonna be honest about that. I don't think we're a playoff team. I still think we're rebuilding.
Fringe.
But I feel like we can be better than last year.
more
Well, Skilla
than
chimes
4
in saying, with
We
a
have
new
a solid
coach,
schedule.
new OC, and a lot of new pieces, I give them 2 years before they really shine as a realistic outlook.
I could see
And
that.
right now, with the JT drama, we might not have a running back next year. He was activated this week, but hasn't practiced today. So, I mean, I kind of lean with that. I would like to see them do better. Like maybe they'll finish 1 or 2 spots ahead of last year, but I agree with Skilla. Probably take them a full 2 years to realize potential and smooth out any bumps, get their rhythm.
Right.
Somebody that
Hopefully they gel.
excited me last year was Deion Jackson or whatever for a running back. He's a
The
pretty
running back.
solid
He's the
PPR.
second
Yeah,
string running back for the Colts. He's
Yeah,
probably
he's
gonna be
a-
the starter this year.
he's
if
been a pretty
Jonathan Taylor's
solid
gone.
PPR running back, and I actually really like him.
He's
Or
gonna
like,
look
so
at.
he'll catch the ball and stuff like that. He's pretty solid.
Dan's telling us, chat, that he's gonna pick him up.
No, I'm not gonna get him.
Hey, that'd be
I
a good
tried to get
handcuff.
him last year. He got hurt in the game, and so yeah. When it comes to fantasy football, I just get people get hurt on my team half the time.
I don't try to drive too many players from
I
my
have extra
favorite team.
quarterbacks and wide receivers.
I will take those.
Let's talk.
I'll talk.
He did have 2 rushes for 7 yards, though, Richardson. It's not bad.
Did he get sacked?
I don't know. I don't know how to look at that.
The
Ellinger
defense
didn't
for the
have a
other
bad
team?
game, so that's interesting. But
So
Minshew had a solid game.
Minshew's probably gonna be the backup. Obviously.
They started 0-3 and then
Minshew
won
better
the
be the
season and
backup.
won
I'm
the
not-
championship. GG, Skilla.
Hey, there you go. That's awesome.
Nice.
Anyways, I have high hopes for him, but we're not a
Right.
playoff team.
Right.
All right.
Our schedule was very friendly this year. Very friendly. Except for those Cowboys.
Right.
Yeah. And
Ooh.
Cowboys.
That Cowboys
And
game was
Bengals. And Bengals.
And
You
then there's
know,
Rossberger in the
Rossberger.
chat. Hey, Rossberger, we see you.
representing the Bills himself.
hey,
Brad,
Rossberger, all I gotta say, Rossberger, is I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
Oh,
Actually, I don't think
man.
we play the Cowboys, but we play the
Love me some
Bengals for sure.
Rossberger.
Hey,
Hey, listen, I got the honor to host him the other day.
One of the leanest meats out there. Oh,
He's freaking awesome.
hey, I'm just saying that guy knows
Bills
how to motivate
Mafia.
a crowd. He knows how to get the crowd pumped and amped up. And you know what I'm saying? He says
This
he
man
only
is an
loves Shiny.
inspiration.
Woo.
Rossi,
I know
what happened to
I know
us?
about your lean meat. You squeezed me. Remember? You squeezed me. I got to feel all the lean meat. Whatever.
You know,
What about me? What about me, Rossi?
you know,
You didn't
I
get to
thought we-
squeeze him.
I thought we had a good bromance going here.
you know, you know.
I
Ross
thought we had a
says
good
that,
bromance.
but I'm gonna call Ross out on that. I feel like he loves us all because if he didn't, he wouldn't be here.
Just for you.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
Let's edit that part out of the VOD. Edit that part of the VOD. Nobody wants to see me do that again.
You know, and I will say, I will even go to the extreme measures and say, even on Ross's stream, he proclaimed that I am the hype god. He said that on his stream.
No.
Shadesters.
No, he did not. No way.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He's silly and he's the ultimate hype guy. I mean, do you see him down there? Dan's dead. Dan's dead. He's sitting there with his paddles. Dude, it's fucking awesome. Like,
Listen, Rossberger is the reason I troll you to stream more because he's the epitome of the hardworking streamer. His work ethic, legendary work ethic. You hear him
Dang.
talk about how hard he works to stream consistently, regardless of whatever's going on in his personal life, sick, whatever. He's putting in consistent effort. So yeah, Rossberger, mad respect for you, guy.
And for
you're an
that
inspiration, fam.
and for that legend to give me the crown of being called the hype god is an honor. It's an honor. It is an honor.
Mm.
Because, you know, when it's all said and when it's all, you know, due to everything, I give props and I give flowers to everybody. So if it wasn't for the amazing shiny hero, I wouldn't have met Rossberger and that amazing Flex family. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give my roses to shiny hero. You know what I'm saying? Give him the flex for the one time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm gonna hurt myself. Ow.
Yeah, Jared. Yeah.
Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay.
Get
Let's see it.
aggressive.
Let's see it.
Man,
Get
y'all,
aggressive.
yeah, y'all don't want the smoke.
Be
Y'all don't want the
aggressive.
smoke.
Be aggressive.
Hey,
Hold
listen,
on, hold
listen,
on,
Jay.
hold on.
Jay,
Is it on
come
from
on.
a vape? Can I get the smoke off a vape?
Come on.
Just kidding.
Y'all
Just
want,
kidding.
y'all want that? Y'all want that? Hold on, y'all want that? Y'all want that? Let's go. Yeah, your boy
You
got
know,
some
Jay?
tattoos. What's up?
I found out there's a tattoo parlor not too far from where my new house is going to be.
Oh yeah. Is that a
I'm
hint? Is that a
getting-
hint? Is that a hint?
Yep. I'm getting a new tattoo in NC as soon as I'm official. As soon as I'm official.
What was the name of the place again?
What was the name of what place?
The city, sorry.
Oh, I'll DM that to you. We're not going to say
Okay.
that out loud on
Yeah, yeah.
stream.
Yeah, Dan, you gotta be a little.
Yeah.
Let's
no,
just
I
say,
know. I
suffice
know.
to say, we're coming to the
I know.
great state of North Carolina, and that's all. That's all there is to it.
But
Yep,
so I think we've hit over the hour mark for our usual
we
show.
have. We have.
Yep.
And I think we've pretty much targeted everything we wanted to say and
Pretty much.
talked about
think we
everything we
hit.
needed to say about week 1 of the preseason and going forward. So do we have
This
any
is
other?
exciting. It's exciting.
It is. It's very exciting. Fantasy
And
football
next
season's
week,
underway.
It
Yes.
is. It is. And next week, hopefully, Cuzzo will be back with us. And we can
Nice.
start in to get in a few more predictions.
Yes.
Right.
Talk about, again,
Ooh.
our underdogs, who we're looking at. I think it's important that we don't lose sight of that. And again, I wonder how we're going to net out with our MVP picks this year.
Uh-huh.
I know, Jay, you've
Uh-huh.
got number one. You've got my number one from last year. I'm just curious. I'm wondering if I would pick him again this year. And if you would pick him. Who we're all picking.
I think I know.
I think I know.
I'm down.
Yes.
I'm
I
down.
am shady. Shady. Shady, it's me.
Yes.
I am Shiny Hero. I'm Shiniferous.
I'm the MP. I'm the
Shiniferous.
Look,
MVP.
he's saying, don't know any NFL. Can we do a gaming topic style soon? Shadester, just DM
Ooh, that'd be
and
fun.
we'll find out what you have in mind.
Hey, Chester.
Here, what's up? Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Because like I'm a massive sports enthusiast. Because I know, no, I'm not. But I roll with it. I roll with it. I provide comedic relief for these guys. But yeah, I think that's it for us for tonight, guys.
Yep.
What are we doing?
I would like to say before we do end and head out, I would like to thank each and every one of y'all for being a part of the best NFL podcast out there.
The only.
The only. And you guys have
The
been
most
a great
hype.
audience. Most lit. Yes.
The most hype,
Tickle
the
you.
best, the only NFL recap podcast around. The others can go get out of here. Skip rocks.
And if
Because
you
you got
guys,
the best people, the best 5 people around.
not
Which
one,
we got the 5 squad,
two,
the 5
not
squad,
three,
the 5
not
squad,
four,
the 5
but
squad.
five legends in the making. Let's go.
You got
You know
that
what I'm saying?
Shiny
Let's
Hero
go.
2873. Let's shout out to Shiny Hero.
Shout out, big shout out.
We got Shiny Hero. We got
November.
Athletic Dan.
Let's go.
We got Big J.
You know what I'm saying?
We got the end.
Hey.
Oh, my bad. I can't see the names.
MFG. Motivation for greatness. And then there's me.
Dang it. The
The
names
tag
keep
team
going away.
partner, the
That's
hype
And then there's
man,
me.
the rad man himself.
But guys, we got an announcement to make. Shiny said something about November. What is it?
Oh, so November, I should be in my new place, new starts, and
Thanks so much for the
I
follow.
will not be living in a hotel.
Nice.
In a couple weeks, I'll be in an Airbnb, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to podcast because I'll be living with 2 other people in the Airbnb who I'm not related to and I'm not actually friends with. They just own it. They're just giving me a room in it. So things are gonna get interesting over the next couple weeks. But November, I'm gonna be working on mi new casa and my gaming streaming extravaganza. How that's gonna look, feel, I
Nice.
don't know. I may reinvent, I may not. I definitely am getting my disco ball on the ceiling. It's gonna spin. We're gonna have lights. That's a have to have.
I heard a rumor she
Stripper
might be
pole's
returning to
optional.
streaming.
Uh-oh.
I am. You
Go.
just won't see the stripper pole. Just kidding. I don't have a stripper pole.
One more thing I like to say, and for those that are watching, sports fans, if you guys are
What's up,
ever
Skilla?
interested in joining this podcast, let any of us know and we'll get you in.
Right.
Shadester, talk
Cough.
to Jay.
Cough Rosberger. Get
Or
on
me,
here with us
or
for
them.
one episode and one episode only. Talk about the Bills, and I'll promise I will be respectful.
Hey, even Infinite Logic, Eagles fan, and we all know Dallas and Eagles, they butt heads all the time. If Infinite Logic did it, I know Mr. can do it himself. Let's go. Turn up, yo.
And I heard also we're gonna try to work on getting. I don't know if they're here tonight, but Pesky Peeves and Shaka Sean,
Oh, yeah.
as Vikings fans,
Mhm.
need to jump on here and show us some Vikings love.
I can already see them
Represent your team.
joining
Represent
with the
your team.
horns. The horn.
I want to know
Where you-
their.
Shaka. You see Shaka. If you guys are in fantasy football, you've seen Shaka's picture. You've seen Shaka's picture on Sleeper. Shaka, if you don't come to this podcast and your Vikings jersey and your Viking horns and bring out your celebrational horn, I swear you're not a Vikings fan. I'll claim it right now.
Jay, you want to drop the link for the Discord?
Yeah.
I'll
there you
bring
go,
out
Shadester.
my.
You can jump in
I'll
the
bring out
Discord
my.
and you'll have access to all of us. Radical and I are both admins for Jay's community 2Lit
Mhm.
supports. So yeah, we can get together. Dan's in there as well. So we're all members of 2Lit.
Yep.
So
Right.
definitely if you want to chat with us, you can find us there.
Do I get a role for the sports
Do it.
coordinator?
Do it.
Got you.
That's Jay, Mr.
Sweet.
Big J 2Lit. All right. Well, anyways, if that's it, I'm gonna say that we've had a remarkable podcast. Thank you, everybody who came out and chatted with us. Thank you, everybody, on this amazing panel. Of course, as always, Shiny Hero, Athletic Dan, Big J 2Lit, The End, who is unfortunately unable to make it tonight because of PC issues. Hopefully, we catch you next week, bro. Much love.
We
We
miss
are
you, Kevin.
always glad to have you. We miss you so much. You know, I miss the banter with you. Come on now. Hey, guess what? We don't like Lamar Jackson. You already know it. And you know, I already want to banter with you a little bit. But anyway, I think that's the sign off, y'all. Have a great rest of your night and have a great week. We'll see you next Monday. Much love.
Let's go.
Cool.
Who we hosting out to? Mickey B. Nice. I like her.